Hey, what's up, my brother? So I just wanted to come in here and create this video really quick for you guys. I just recorded this whole entire video just about for the last 10 minutes, and I realized my mic was off at the end of it. Idiot. Anyways, so here I am again. Let's do this. Let's run it back. So I just got off of a war call with my brothers in the war club, and actually we had a Monday masterclass today. So what that is basically a message that I prepared all week long for, and I'm actually going to take a portion of this message and I'm going to implement it into my new Jesus Pill course, which is a whole new course that's absolutely free, that'll be available to all you guys. So I'm going to actually take sections of it and put it into this course because it fits in there really nicely. So that'll be available here within hopefully the next few days or so. Actually, by the time you're watching this video, it might already be out. So if it is, I'll just link it down below for you guys. You can get it absolutely for free. So, as I went through this message today, and then we chatted for a while longer after, and one of our members, Jacob, he asked if I'd seen this video that this YouTube creator made about me, and I was like, no, I haven't seen it. And he said the video, this was something along the lines of the decade-long decline of Dre Drexler or something like that. I'm kind of probably butchering it, but I was like, yeah, I still haven't seen it. Might check it out later today. But anyways, we just got we got a little kick out of it. We're all kind of laughing about it, and it's actually kind of funny because it connects so well with in the Wake Up War Club. I posted a poem the other day that really spoke to me, that really kind of changed my perspective on a few things. I'm actually going to pull it up right here, but it had some of the most beautiful things to say, and I did go through and I kind of tweaked it and made it my own a little bit, but it had some of the most beautiful things to say about living a life that honors God. The name of the poem is actually called Heaven's Hall of Fame. And so this YouTuber that created this video the other day, it was almost like a little roasting video, right, about my decline and how I've fallen flat on my face, and but it's actually kind of funny because ever since I started to kind of shift gears here on my YouTube channel, I kind of had a little feeling that this could potentially happen, right? This decline, right? Over my 12-year YouTube journey, I've always treaded lightly. I always kind of walked on eggshells, right? Whenever I talked about God, I was just like, not about Jesus. I would never say the word Jesus, but I always say God, right? Because I didn't want to offend anybody, right? I wanted to, get as much subscribers as I could, right? So I can get more success and get more money, right? And so within the last year, I'm like, you know what? I'm over it, bro. I would rather pursue God and what He has for me rather than pursuing the things that the world has for me or says that they have for me, right? So what I'm trying to get at here is I'm at this new place in my life where I just want to serve God. I just want to serve my King, Jesus Christ. Essentially, I want to build up His kingdom first before my own. And I'm constantly asking that to God every day. Hey, God, align my will with yours. Help me to build up your kingdom. Help me to point people back towards you, not me. Forget about my kingdom, bro. For so long, I've been focused on my kingdom and how I can build up my wealth and my this, my that. And at the end of the day, bro, it's like that's what the red pill teaches so heavily on. It teaches so heavily on how to build up your life, how to store up treasures here on earth. And I was following that route too for this last decade, bro, to be honest with you. And so I had a feeling when I was going to shift gears here, and I had a feeling that once I start telling people that they need to stop worrying about building up their earthly treasures, I had a feeling that they would tune me out. When I had a feeling that when I told them, hey, that you should be focusing on Christ instead, that they would start to plug their ears and say, no. And it's hard because these young kids that are growing up these days, they're raised by IG, they're raised by YouTube, and so when they're hearing all these red pillars and they're seeing all these red pillars with these big extravagant lifestyles, it creates these cravings within us, right? It creates these desires that aren't actually our desires. And so we see this stuff and we say, oh, I want that too. I want women like that. I want a big house like that. I want a yacht like that. I want a whole bunch of money like that. And so 99% of young men today, they see this and they think, oh, that's true satisfaction. That's true fulfillment. And so when I talk about Jesus and not chasing that stuff, I mean, obviously that's going to be a big turnoff, right, to most of the men today. Understandably so, because they're constantly being smothered with this idea that that is what true life, genuine life is all about. And they have this kind of gag reflex, knee-jerk kind of reaction when it comes to giving up your will and your idea of success and following Jesus instead, right? Surrendering all your little desires and perverted little fantasies and following Christ, right? That's not as sexy to the world. And so I had a feeling, and that's okay, bro. But I've come to a point now where I was so immersed into that world, and I realized I had to learn the hard way that there's no wholeness in that. The second you reach good success, the second that you get all these things that your heart so desired, right? You realize that it's not all what it's cracked up to be, and that you're still going to have this gaping hole in your heart that can only be truly satisfied, that can only be truly quenched by the living water, Christ, right? He's the only one who can actually fulfill you, not these things of the world. Anyways, when we were talking on the War Club today, we were talking about this YouTuber who probably was a fan from a long time ago. I don't know. But it's just kind of funny how when the world starts to see your analytics decline, right? They're the first one. Like, this guy was never there to me. There's no videos about when I was at my height. There's no videos that he made encouraging me, right? He didn't make any videos encouraging me, showing me love or anything like that. It was the second he started to see me decline, then he's like, oh, let me ride on the coattails of Dre Drexler's decline so I can get views, right? So I can boost myself up. Ooh, and that's another point too. When you're chasing this worldly status and reputation, you stoop low. And I get it. I spent so long, chasing the status game, and quite frankly now, bro, I'm getting to a point now where I'm disgusted. While the world is out there chasing those things, while the world is out here, like this guy who's so hungry for views, for me, it does quite the opposite, right? It actually kind of turns me off, right? I was just talking with my guys on the War Club today, and I was like, I'm okay with having just a more simple life, right? Stepping back, scaling back from this world that it's so complex and so complicated, right? I told them, I was like, I'm actually kind of infatuated with just being just a regular guy, just a simple regular guy, right? Honestly, bro, I'm feeling like God may be calling me to that. He may be calling me to something a little more simple, a little more scaled back, and I'm totally okay with that. Whatever serves him, whatever serves his purpose. Hey, let's go. I'm all in. Let's do it. And what does that mean exactly? I don't know. Maybe that's starting a family soon. Maybe that's becoming just more of a family man, becoming a father. Maybe that's kind of changing course on some of my professions. Maybe that's focusing more on my investments. I don't know. But all I know is that, hey, I'm open right now. I'm open to whatever God has for me. I'm surrendering my will to his. And I know he's got me. And it's funny because if I choose to go that route and dive fully into that, and kind of let if I let my influencer label kind of fade away, if I kind of removed myself from the public eye, the world would see that obviously as a decline. They would see that as Dre totally just crashing and burning, right? But in reality, I'm living for Christ, bro. I'm good with 3 O's. I'm as good as a man could ever be. Why? Because with Christ, I'm whole, bro. I don't need much. I'm a simple man. And rather than being like the world who's always focused on accumulating more things and getting this and getting that, no, I'm focused on just eliminating more things. The simple life, bro. There's something so beautiful about simplicity. And so going back to my poem here, there's a lesson out of this that I want to kind of share with you. So it says, the crowd on earth will soon forget when you are not on top. They will cheer like mad until you fall, and their praise will stop. And this is a perfect prime example right here. Never once did this guy show me any love when I was on top. It was only when he started to see me fall. Now all of a sudden he has a whole bunch of words to spew at me, right? And I am bitter, I've been getting roasted like this for the last decade, all throughout my whole career. So this is just another, 1 in 1,000. Ain't no big deal to me. I don't care. I wish this guy all the best. I hope he gets as much views as his whole little heart desires, right? And I got nothing but love for him. So we all got a little crack out of it today, but it's just a prime example of how, you chase these things of the world and people are just waiting for you to fall. They're waiting for you to stumble. And that's what happens when you chase the world. But when you chase God, when you pursue Christ and his will for your life, ooh, This is where things get real. Why? Because just how there's a hall of fame here on earth, hey, there's a hall of fame up there in God's kingdom. In God, he doesn't forget. The world will forget. They'll forget about your successes, the good things you've done, but God don't forget. And hey, fame and fortune, it'll pass you by, bro. A lot of guys don't, the second they start getting success, they think it'll last forever, but it doesn't. You only get hot once, bro. And once you go that route and you realize that, oh, this actually isn't satisfying me, this isn't giving me fulfillment, right? Then it's like, what next? What now? What now do I do? And that's what happens when you follow the ways of the world. But with Christ, this is a living water that will forever quench your thirst. And so, hey, look, what I'm trying to say here to kind of finalize this video is I would rather be an unknown here, but have my name written up there. I would rather focus on Christ and what his plans, his will is for my life, and to be fulfilled truly, genuinely through him, and help others also feel this and, get to experience Christ's love, than to chase the ways of the world that lead to nothingness. It reminds me of when you go to the grocery store on an empty stomach, right? You go in there and you're hangry, right? And you start going in there and you start getting all this food that you don't even eat. You start getting all this junk food, all these chips, because everything looks just delicious, right? So you start grabbing all these things, stuff that you shouldn't be eating. And see, that's the problem right there, is when you are hungry, when your stomach is empty, when you're famished, you start making very bad decisions, right? And in the same way, when you aren't filling yourself up with Christ, with his word, when you aren't praising and glorifying and focusing on him, you go out in the world famished, hungry, and you start chasing all these things, all this junk food. You start chasing all this crap that isn't actually going to fulfill you. That's actually not going to be good for you and bring your life, bring your body, bring your temple, divine health, divine mental health. See a lot of men these days, and this is going to be in the Jesus Pill course, they're more focused on growing out than they are growing up. So I'll leave it there, bro. Jesus Pill course, it's going to be powerful, bro. I'm super excited about it. Link down below. You can get it absolutely for free. It'll be available here very soon if it's not out yet by the time you're watching this. But hey, appreciate you for watching, and talk to you on the next one. Peace always.